Hey, how's it going? It's me, Pat. Welcome back to Ground Zero Salem. Probably one of the last videos in Ground Zero Salem. I am moving soon, as evidenced by the boxes behind me. I'll get into that more with a later update. I'm doing a couple of different things, including just a run-of-the-mill collection update and some other stuff that I have planned. Obviously, big life changes happened. That's why you haven't seen me in a little bit. But I'm here mostly to get back in the groove and enter Mike Uncommon Pallor's contest. If you're not familiar with Mike's channel, I'll leave a link for it. Great collection, great insights on music. Dude's been around the block. Canadian guy, one of my favorite Canadians, up there with Wolverine, Chris Callahan, members of Letterkenny, Scott Thompson. Guy does a great job. You should sub him for sure. Just recently, actually, his latest update, he talks about a score of like really, really nice metal vinyl first pressings. So all you metalheads, jump on that. But he put out a 100 subscriber contest. I wanted to enter it. Pretty simple premise. 3 releases. I have 2 tapes in the CD. A title with a swear word, a title in a language you don't speak, and a title of a band that you really don't like, the name of the band. Could be a band you like or dislike, but just a name that rubs you wrong. So I'll start with profanity, as I am wont to do. This was given to me from Ben Smasher a couple of years ago. A tape from a band called Supersonic Piss from Iowa. And it's really cool. It's good, like kind of herky-jerky, spazzy, hardcore punk with kind of a noisy element, noise rock feel to it. It kind of, in a weird way, reminds me of bands from like the late 90s, early 2000s, like Inhumanity and Pallor. Bands that were too like frenetic and weird and noisy to be like straight up grind or power violence, but were also very solidly hardcore and kind of bled into that screamo scene. It reminds me of that stuff, but it's way more punk than that in spirit, just like straight up snotty in your face kind of punk rock kind of shit. Great band. Not sure if they're still active, didn't look into that, or if they have a Bandcamp. I'll look and I'll put a link in the description. Note to self. Band that sings in a language you don't speak. Martyrdod from Gothenburg, Sweden. This originally came out on Havoc Records in 2005. It's just great, like metallic D-beat type of stuff with heavy extreme metal influences, specifically like Scandinavian black metal kind of overtones. Really, really dark stuff. Really cool. And this is, I think, their second release, if I'm not mistaken. Finally, we have a band name that you really don't like. And I kind of was scratching my head because there's not too many band names that really bother me. I even embrace, like, Are You Dead and Jumping Jesus and stuff like that. And I will like to just put out the caveat that this band's called My Name is Satan, and they're what's playing in the background right now. The first time I heard the name, my eyes rolled out of the back of my head. And that was, you know, early 2000s, so I was still in the grip of all that, like, shock value, corny Marilyn Manson stuff that I couldn't stand at the time. Came home to roost. So I think that's kind of why this bothered me. The name, that is. The music I really like. You can hear it in the background, maybe, hopefully, somewhat. It reminds me a lot of Catharsis, who I like a lot, early Neurosis, Uranus, the screamo band from Canada, stuff like that. It's very of its time, but it's pretty massive sounding. The guys in this band came from a crust band called Jobby Crust that were a big part of the Belfast punk and crust scene going on there, and went on to be in the Dagda, who were really sonically overwhelming. Definitely for fans of like early Neurosis stuff before they got like a little too esoteric, you know, Enemy of the Sun and stuff like that. Dagda kind of sounded like that, kind of like Uranus as well. Really good band. Got to see them live, and they were one of the loudest bands I've ever seen. So cool band. I get why the name is what it is. I mean, coming up during all the sectarian violence, like that stuff was still really prevalent in 1999 when this came out. The intro to it is like this kind of like screed. I don't know if it's from a movie or if it's one of the guys in the band. If it's a movie, it's nothing I've seen before, but just a big like blasphemous diatribe against the church. I mean, you know, seeing all that violence in the name of God, you know, My Name is Satan kind of makes sense. To a Yank, I was like, yeah, what's this corny hot topic shit? That's my, I don't know, that's my American accent, but there you go. So go and sub Mike. More to come. I have a lot more time freed up. We're moving, like I said. I'll get into it more later on, but I'm done with work until I find a new job when we move. So hopefully that means a lot more updates. And thanks for everybody staying patient with me, and those have I got a bunch of new subs and then stopped making videos for like a month and a half. So those who held on, I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you soon. Later. Have a good one.